Professor, appreciate your time. I wonder how much you think is original or interesting right now when we're talking so much about specific performance and order compliance. How much of this is truly new?
Well, it's not new. You know, courts, the Delaware courts have been asked and have on occasion ordered specific performance in M&A deals, but it's really unusual, right? I mean, there's like a couple of cases in the past 25 years in which the courts have actually ordered it. And so it's an extraordinary remedy. And I think that's the big question in this case is not so much the contractual merits. It seems to me Twitter has a much stronger case on the contractual merits based on what we know, but it's what remedy the judge will order.
Right. In reading the Wachtell piece yesterday, did you see any holes at all?
No, and you know, we really won't see the holes until we see the answer, which will be filed in the near future by Musk and his lawyers. But it's a strong complaint. It argued most of what you would expect to see based on what we've heard already from Musk and his lawyers about their supposed basis for getting out of the deal. And I thought the complaint was really, really solid.
Yeah, Morgan, we're looking at shares of Twitter, and the market agrees with you. They're up nearly 7% on the perceived strength of that case. But let's walk through this. Let's say that Elon Musk is forced to buy Twitter. What do we think he's going to do with it? Isn't that sort of the worst case scenario, being forced to buy something that he doesn't want? What happens to Twitter then? Like, what does Twitter want to get out of this?
I memean, they want the deal closed, and that's the best case scenario for shareholders is that the deal closes at 54.20. I think the stock trading at 36 it goes to show that the market does not have a lot of confidence that that's actually going to be the remedy that is ordered and that it actually comes to pass. And so they want 54.20, and then the question will be whether the court actually orders him to do that, and if it does, what happens then, right?
Yeah.
Banks have to comply. Elon has to fund his equity commitment. That actually has to be paid out to the Twitter shareholders. And so there's a lot of steps that have to take place, and there's a lot of uncertainty around how that plays out.
Morgan, what if this is a case that will take years to see conclusion if it, in fact, plays out in the courts, which seems almost certain? Does Twitter, in order to pursue this case, have to keep its business largely unchanged, even if, in order to do what's right in the tech universe, they ought to make enormous cuts or shift the business model? Can they argue that Elon Musk has to fulfill his commitment and fundamentally change Twitter at the same time?
You know, it won't take years. The court is going to rule, the Chancery Court, the Delaware Court of Chancery, rules on these kinds of big, important cases very quickly. It's a stellar court. It's the best business court in the nation. They're probably going to hold a trial in September and complete it in September to give them enough time to have it appealed up to the Delaware Supreme Court, which will also rule very quickly in a case like this, a big, important case. I mean, the courts themselves are not going to want to allow this to be in limbo with all the damage that entails for years. So I think this is going to be measured more in months than in years.